welcome. I'm Anupam from Orishi Color. Today we're going to talk about the SAT writing test. In the SAT there are basically three things in writing. The first thing is the written essay that you have to write. Yes, this is an essay question. I've decided that I would talk about the essay in a different video because it's a long process and it needs that kind of attention. There are two sections in the SATs that consist of multiple choice writing questions. The first one is generally in the beginning and the last one is generally in the ending part of the examination. The first part consists of three kind of questions. The first kind is these ones. These are called sentence corrections, and when you flip the page you would see yes, these questions, these are called error identification. There are sentences that have the parts underlined and you have to figure out which part of the sentences are wrong, and that's that. And there are these passage based questions that gives you a full passage and then you have to talk about what things are wrong inside this passage. There are some questions based on this passage, such as, look at the last question. Where is the best place to insert the following sentence? You have to insert this sentence inside that passage, and that's how this works. Now if I flip to the last portion of this practice test, I would see that there is another writing part, and all of the questions here are sentence correction questions. There are 10 minutes for 14 questions. The sentence corrections are a certain part of the sentence is underlined, and that part is there is something wrong with it. You need to correct it, and there are options here with the correct answer. You need to choose the correct answer, and the correct answer may even be the given part. The given sentence may be correct, and you have to determine whether it is or it is not. So let's begin our practice with the first section that we have in our hands. The first section in the practice test I'm doing is this section 4. So see, this one has 25 minutes for 35 questions. Now I'm gonna start with question number 1. Okay, let's see. Because the United States in the early 1800s was largely rural, many inventions by women of that period relating to agriculture. If you use your common sense, you can see that many inventions by women of that period would be related to agriculture, not relating to agriculture. That's grammatically incorrect. The answer would be this one, B, related to agriculture. Let's come to the second question. I hope for learning's sake that it's a bit more complex. If the tongue was cooled or warmed, taste buds send signals to the brain that the brain interprets as tastes, such as sweetness or saltiness. See, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to first underline the tense part, the tense the whole sentence is told in. See, taste buds send signals. See, this is present indefinite tense. The taste buds send. This is something general that the taste buds do. So this part should be in that format too. This part should not be in past indefinite. It should be in present indefinite. So let's look at the options we have. If we have a present indefinite, that would be the answer. Okay, let's see the first one. If the tongue was cooled, this won't be the answer. That's the given one. When the tongue is cooled or warmed, this can be the answer. Okay, let's see the third option. Upon the tongue cooling or warming. This is very complex. This is unnecessary lengthening of the sentence. This is not preferable for me. The fourth one is by the tongue being cooled or warm. This is again too complex. Unnecessary lengthening of the sentence. You don't want that. Cross that off. Cross this one off. The tongue cooled or warmed, where this two does not fit in the sentence. See, this one uses the present indefinite, so I would just go on and pick this as the answer. Now let's come to the third question. The question is, the extraordinary success of the West Side Preparatory School has been featured on television, written about in newspapers, and cited by leaders in education around the world. See, talking about a school that was featured on television, written about in newspapers, and cited by. Okay, see, the problem with this one is that you might think that this one is fishy, but see, when you see that it has been featured on television, written about in newspapers, and cited by leaders, you think that there must be an obvious problem to this sentence. But the truth is, the sentence is completely grammatically correct, because the three verbs that have been used here, featured, written, and cited, all of them use their own prepositions. They do not use a common preposition or such. That's why this sentence is grammatically correct. Featured on is correct, written about is correct, and cited by, though it's not underlined, it's correct also. So this sentence does not need to be changed, and I think the answer is A. Okay, the current format is okay. There is no grammatical error. Now let's see the fourth question. The fourth question is, uncomfortable in the school small van. It seemed to last forever for us to make the 4-hour journey to our game. It's a bit clumsy. It's not structured well enough. It doesn't convey the meaning it's trying to convey. It's better if we rearrange, we change something in this sentence and make it more easily understandable, right? So let's read the options. The first one is the given one. The second one, uncomfortable for 4 hours in the school small van. The journey to our game. See, this one does not work either, because the words here, the terms here are clumsily arranged, and that's why it doesn't give us a straightforward meaning. The third one is uncomfortable in the school small van. The 4-hour journey to our game. No, because the first sentence, the first part, this is an adjective phrase, right? It has to talk about something. So when it's saying that uncomfortable in the school small van, it must, the immediate next part to it must be we, because who is uncomfortable? The 4-hour journey can be uncomfortable. A journey cannot be uncomfortable by itself. So there must be a we here, somewhere here, because it's talking about us, right? So there, in this first part, this is talking about it. This is the journey. So there must have been a we if this had to be correct. But there is no we, since this is not correct. This is not correct either. This is not correct. Now let's look at the fourth option. Because we were uncomfortable in the school small van, the 4-hour journey to our game seemed to last forever. See, now this is a cognitive sentence that makes sense. It has cause and effect analysis. Because we were uncomfortable, that's why the journey lasted forever. That's why this one should be the answer. Okay, the last number also has because of, so let's read that too. Because of us being uncomfortable in the school small van for almost 4 hours. See, this one again is clumsily arranged. This is unnecessarily long, unnecessarily complex, and doesn't give away the meaning easily, so this would not be the answer. Okay, but this is very clean, clear, and simple to understand, and that's what a great sentence should be. That's why this one should be the answer. Okay, moving on to the next page. Okay, although Felicia's paintings are renowned for their intense beauty, some critics complain of how they lack from variety, because they are essentially variations of the same forms and color patterns. See, the problem here is that this phrase, it's too long and it doesn't go with the sentence well. If you have a bit common sense and you just read the sentence, you would immediately notice there is something fishy about it. It's talking about the paintings, and it says that how they lack. See, you don't need how they lack. You just could simply say that they are lacking, or they simply lack. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a bit of a trick, a cheat code when it comes to SAT writing MCQs. Most of the times the correct answer is the shortest one. I'm not saying it's all of the times, but you know, this cheat works. If you look at the options here, the shortest one is this one, that they lack. This happens because whenever you use a long phrase, a long sentence, long part of the sentence, you are more prone to mistakes. You know, there are more places to be grammatically incorrect, and you know, there are more spaces for clumsy sentence arrangement, clumsy word arrangements. So if it's small, if it's concise, it has to be more easily understandable. So yeah, that's why this trick works. So in this case, you know, if you put it, plug it in the sentence, you would get, all of Felicia's paintings are renowned for their intense beauty. Some critics complain that they lack variety, because see, the sentence still makes sense, and it makes a better sense now, because you do not know need of how they lack from. You just could simply use that they lack. So yeah, that one would be the better sentence. So the answer would be E. Okay, moving on. Those who work late night shifts find that taking a nap before the shift begins can dramatically increase alertness. Okay, if you use the cheat code here, the answer should be the given one, taking a nap, because that's the shortest. So yeah, the cheat code works again. A would be the answer. Okay, question number 8. From 1988 to 1995, Bonnie Blair thrilled the world with her dynamic speed skating and capturing more Winter Olympic medals than any other United States woman in Olympic history. Okay, see, we're talking about from 1988 to 1995. This is a time period in the past, and that's why thrilled in the past indefinite tense has been used. The whole sentence should use past indefinite tense, and this conjunction and, the first part and the second part, before and after and, should use the same tense, not the different tense. This has thrilled, and this part has capturing. This part is continuous. This part should be past indefinite. This should be speed skating and captured more Winter Olympics. See, speed skating and capturing more Olympic medals. These are not some kind of sports that should be joined together through an conjunction, but these are two parts of the sentence, two phrases that are joined. So both phrases should use the same type of tense, same form of tense. That's why this one should be captured, and the actual answer should be this one. Captured more Winter Olympic medals. Captured the most is not appropriate, because there is than any other part in this sentence. So the most would not be the answer, and only another option has captured and captured. So that's why this one would be the answer. Number 9. Oscar Michelau differed from most other African American silent film directors in his films. They boldly tackled many controversial subjects of the day. See, the problem in this sentence is there is no punctuation mark. There is no kind of, you know, transition from one part of the sentence to the other. That's why there was difficulty in understanding the meaning of the sentence. It's talking about a director who differed from other directors of his era, and this is why he differed. So there must be some kind of a sense of transition or something in this sentence. So let's plug in. This one would not be the answer, because that's one that's given. Directors in his films, okay, there is no sense of transition in his films. There is a comma in between, so this does not work. Directors in his films, which, this is unnecessarily long, and this does not help our cause of transition. This would not work. Directors in that his films, okay, in that his films boldly tackled many controversial subjects. Okay, this is a good transition, you know. This says that, okay, there is a difference between him and other directors in that he tackled many issues and others didn't. So there is a clear sense of transition here, and I think this one should be the answer for having the best transition. Okay, number 10. The first Mexican to receive the Nobel Prize in Chemistry, demonstrating the threat of certain gases to Earth's ozone layer, earned Mario Molina this award. Okay, this is a very clumsy word arrangement, and this does not work at all. This one is cancelled at the very first place. The second one, the first Mexican to receive the Nobel Prize in Chemistry, Mario Molina earned this award by demonstrating the threat of certain gases to ozone layer. See, this one is completely works as a word that is actually talking about the other part of the sentence, you know, talking about Mario Molina. So this one is actually something that could be the answer. This one should be the answer. This one has the best sentence structure, best transition, and conveys the meaning of the sentence more adequately, and that's why this should be the answer. Okay, the last question of today's session. Sam's photographs of the natural forest express a deep interest and respect for the beauty of nature. Okay, we're talking about Sam's photographs. This is called this is what I call taking common, you know. In maths, if there is something like this, twice x plus twice y, we can take 2 common and write it like this, 2 bracket x plus y, right? So in these cases, the sentence also takes something common, right? In this case, it has taken a preposition common. There is no preposition for interest here. Express an interest and a respect for. The for is the common preposition here. But see, the problem is for works for respect. Respect for, that's good. But the express an interest for does not work. It has to have a preposition of its own that makes sense, that goes with the word, and that's in, a deep interest in. Okay, there should be an in inside here, and interest for is not good, so that's why this is out. Express deep interest, this does not have a preposition, this one is out. This one and this one has in, so they are in. This one does not have in, so that's out. Okay, we have 2 ins in consideration. Now let's plug them in. Express a deep interest and expresses a deep interest. Okay, see, photographs, this is a plural subject. That's why we cannot use expresses. We must use express. That's why the answer should be C. Okay, that takes us to the end of this lesson. So we have done sentence corrections in this session. In the next video, I would try to talk about these bad guys, this error identification, but that would be done in the next class. Before that, I would like to give a huge shout out to Wendy Segal. She is an amazing woman that encourages me a lot, and I call her Aunt Wendy. And thanks to her for being the nice woman that she is, and inspiring me at every stage of my life. So this is a shout out to her. I hope this video finds her well. I also hope the viewers have learned some things about sentence corrections and the SATs through this video. And I'm Anupam from Ms.Wendy Gurian Segal, and that's it for this video. See you in the next episode.